Last we left off, our party had traveled 2.5 days to the south to meet up with a Kaja Conclave war party led by the paladin Abdumiel. The paladin was trying to reclaim a sacred temple to their dragon god Tiamat, but one of the problems in retaking the temple was that it was sacrilegious for the Dragonborn to spill blood within the temple, so the Dragonborn were essentially blockading the outside in hopes of drawing out the foul draconians who had invaded the sacred ground. The party decided to help the Kaja Conclave, mainly in hopes of finding and defeating a dragon. The group delved into the temple, clearing out the draconians room by room. They were told that the dragon had taken the lower burial chamber as its home. To the horror of the group, they learned that the draconians seemed to combust upon death, unleashing various horrors upon the group in their final death throes. As the group descended the stairs to the burial chamber, Kym led the way and headed toward the central plinth that held a mighty sacred weapon. The burial chamber was quiet, and then it was suddenly filled with the noise of mighty wings beating through the air. And suddenly before Kym, a young amethyst dragon landed, its scales glittering in the light. Telepathically, the dragon spoke out into your minds. So you have come to play with the children of Alethelithos. We welcome you to your death. And this is where we begin tonight's session. I would like you all to roll for initiative.
I'm 1.
Did I hit? Oops.
Gilfy.
It's okay. You rolled for Gilfy, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
That
Oh, Kym.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Don't worry, guys. After you.
Alright. Gilfy is up first. I need to change this to,
if I remember right, we said we thought. Oh, never mind. There it is. Now I can see it. Gilfy moved 20 feet already. He's gonna move another 30, and is going to dive at the dragon's eyes, giving the help action for panoply before trying to duck back around that pillar and end her turn.
Oh, it's getting intense.
Quick point of order: how tall is the ceiling in here? Just like, can the dragon fly over us?
where you are, it's probably 20 feet tall with the stairwell. In the burial chamber, it's very tall.
Okay, thank you. Just checking.
Alright, Panoply, it is your turn.
It's my turn. It's
You want to talk
my-
with him? Just talk with the dragon. Just use your turn to talk with it.
Arvin, I don't like to talk.
Pew pew.
And I will indeed. I'm going to cast a first level Hunter's Mark. Let's go with basics. I don't know what the fuck I'm concentrating on, but it says I'm concentrating on something. I say horseshit.
Probably left over from previous.
I assume it's been like an hour since then, though.
Yeah.
Then I will indeed shoot it. First one an advantage. Yeah, it hits it.
Good. Good.
Still don't know why it rolls 2d6 for that.
Me neither. And then I'm going to dread ambush it.
Good.
But not so well. And then I'm going to shoot it again. Better. Did it again. And then I'm going to scoochie.
Oh, thank you. I can see.
Are you calling me fat?
No. Your horns were obstructing my view.
And that's my turn.
All right, Arvin.
Okay. First things first, I'm gonna use a Bardic Inspiration on the slowest member of our team who's busy fumbling on his armor. And I don't recall. We have 8 on before, right?
Yeah, that lasts like 8 hours.
Yeah. Okay. How far away am I? Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I apologize. Give me a moment. Alright, well, let me see how far I can cast this spell. 60 feet, alright. We're gonna cast, Fairy Fire. And I am going to...
Okay, cool.
How far can I move? 30 feet?
I think the dragon succeeds.
And my turn is done.
All right, Mr. Dragon. Is going to...
It's more scary when you pause than it is when I
fly
pause.
around.
Fly around. Fly around.
We'll fly here first.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
And it's going to go up about 20 feet.
And land on me.
No, so it's flying over you now.
Oh, all these shadows are killing me.
These ones don't matter. Let me take them off. Or I'll do it in a second. That was 30, 60, can go 20 more.
Of course it can.
He's a speedy boy.
And it breathes out a breath of gravitational force.
Well,
Oh my god.
Arven strong.
All right, Turksine failed. Turksine, your speed is 0 until the start of the dragon's next turn.
Cool.
All right, Turksine, it's your turn, and I'll delete some of these walls while you do that.
Hit points at Tirksine.
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Turkson got messed up pretty good on that one. All right, so
That should make it easier for you guys to see. They're tiny little pillars, but they shouldn't block line of sight that bad.
Awesome. Thank you.
sure. Let's see here. Give me one moment, 'cause that changed a lot. Let's see if we don't want to do that.
I
Okay,
figured we'd be able to see the large
um,
dragon flying around the skinny pillars.
He's
Yeah.
20 feet up in the air.
Yes.
All right. I have no faith that this is going to work, but let's try and launch web between all of the pillars 20 feet in the air.
Ow.
I like that.
So it should be able to hold on to the pillars since so it has something there.
Okay. Oh, right, that roll is at the beginning of its turn. Okay.
Yes. And then
Yeah, the pillars go like up pretty high.
yeah. I'm gonna go 25, 30 feet back down the hallway and end my turn.
Kime, it is your turn.
Oh man. Am I able to switch weapons on each my turn? Or is that required an action?
Put away.
Which weapons is it?
So yeah,
Hand
what
axe.
are you trying to do?
Throw a hand axe.
That's fine. You can do that.
As much else I could do. I think my echo can fly.
Yeah. It doesn't really fly, it just
Hovers.
Hovers.
sits in a space.
Okay.
Weird ass ruling on that thing. But yeah, yep.
Alright, in that case then I will bonus action echo feet in the air. But I go 15 feet. What's this?
You entering the web.
Above me. Alright,
Yeah, it would be above you, so yeah, you're fine. If you feel this, I'll just get rid of it. Yeah, so just let the roll happen and I'll... Oh, okay.
okay.
Well, hot damn.
That's a 20-foot cube.
Oh, so it would go down to him anyways, but he passed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I
I
don't know
imagine
why it
it's
made
like
that roll.
I imagine it's like centered 20 feet up in the air, so probably goes down 10 feet below it.
I don't know why it made you roll twice, but I'll fix that.
And then bonus action echo. Right here. 20 feet up in the air. And it should be immune to slow. And I'm going to attack twice.
Can you spawn him on the dragon's back?
Technically I could. This one.
23 hits. That dark image of someone in your past strikes the dragon.
And that'll end my turn.
You have 2 attacks.
I-
Oh,
I
he
failed
missed.
one. Yeah.
I see.
Actually, you know what? Before, no, never mind. I'll have a turn.
All right. Gilfy's turn.
Same thing. Gilfy. Gonna fly.
I'm assuming Gilfy's not immune to the web either.
I'm assuming not. So move 20 feet into it. He has to make a dexterity saving throw. Cool.
Nat 20
Oh,
Gilfy.
Gilfy!
She's going to use the help action on Panoply again. And then she used 20, but she probably used at least 10 of that to double, so she's used 30. So 40, 60 feet, and end her turn.
All right, Panoply, do your worst.
Do my worst.
Or best. Don't roll double ones.
Fuck, man. I'll be so pissed. Because it doesn't work, but I am going to declare this is my precision strike superiority die. So it's a d6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it just for whatever reason we never got it to work, so, you know. I'm going to shoot it and hope it works.
I think you only have to use that after you see the to hit roll.
Okay. Well, this is an advantage, so I'm really hoping it doesn't suck. It hits it! Yay! So I'm going to type in situational bonus of 1d6.
Okay.
And then there's my 2 awkward hunter's marks again, but... And then, again, I shall shoot it. Or not. And then, I'm gonna go and run away a little bit.
Wait, okay.
Yes? Oh, yes?
As long as I can get within like 60 feet range of you. And we're at 60 right now.
Okay.
But no, well, wait, what's your... No, never mind. Disregard. Do what you want.
You sure?
Yep.
Sure?
Yep.
I mean, it's all fucking bright in here anyway.
Yeah.
I have found the counter to Panoply.
Oh.
Temples.
First of all, the dragon said children of Alethelithos. Can I do a free, is there other shit in here move? Like, perception, or is that an action?
You can do a perception check.
I'm a little scared by that statement. Is anything moving?
You don't detect anything else in here.
Okay.
You know that there were 4 dragons.
It's like you're in a spotlight right now.
I know.
You're like a vampire, you hissing at the lights.
Yes. And I'm undoing my turn as I hiss.
Arvin, your turn.
Okay. Where's Tirxian at?
Oh, point of order. Turxian, your speed was 0, so you have to go back to where you were. You failed the...
You are
Roll.
absolutely correct, sir.
Oh, so you're gonna know exactly where Turxian is in a sec.
I think he was in this corner right here.
Okay. God, these sightlines are just garbage. Okay. Where's that? Right there? Alright, let's do... Alright, plenty of space.
Oh, it's... I see. That's weird. There's like a little pillar that Turxian's hiding behind.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We're going to start off with Bardic Inspiration because we need inspired in the face of danger. Some good music. Okay, and we're going to use a heal, a mass healing word.
Oh.
I thought that was supposed to be 44. What happened? 1d4 plus your casting modifier. Oh, well, I read that wrong. Okay, well, that was my turn. That was not as impressive as I thought it was going to be.
Alright, the young amethyst dragon. So now Turxine's speed is back to normal. Dragon fails.
Oh, good web.
Young dragons don't have legendary resistance. Okay. Alright, it's going to see if it gets this back. Does not.
Failure! Exclamation mark.
Alright, the dragon is up 20 feet in the air. It's going to cast Blink.
Oh boy.
I don't know what that means. I'm scared.
It literally blinks his eyes.
With mascara.
Long
Opt out
eyelashes.
blink, and it just says blink.
I don't know if... Do you... Is that a level thing, Turxian?
It is, but due to like RP stuff, we haven't really done it yet.
I'd say you do.
Okay, I'll figure something out. As you were.
Okay. So it casts Blink, and that's going to be its turn. At the end of its turn, it
I would like
starts...
to
Oh,
counter
ahead.
spell that. Is that a spell or is that
Yeah,
an ability?
he actually cast.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna counter spell that.
Okay. It's a it's a third level spell, so your counter spell counters it.
I want to leave him right there in that web.
I don't know anything is going on. I don't know what all this means.
It tried to cast a spell and it failed.
Our wizard prevented it!
Good job, wizard.
You saw a shimmer start to appear around the dragon, and Turxian weaved his hands and stopped the spell from manifesting.
Dragon painted on some pretty
Turxian, your turn.
eyelashes. Tyrixian took action.
I like to think that as psychically linked as Turxian and his spell book are, sensing how endangered Turxian is, a spectral form of his spellbook kind of like bursts out of his spellbook as the book just opens by itself and appears here behind the dragon.
Hi, book.
Mouthfuls.
What are all of these spells?
The form of the book is the same form that Turxian has in his hands. Looks the same.
I think it's kind of like a ghostly form of whatever the book thinks it looks like. I mean, as the book, I'm not sure. I guess that's a good question for the DM, whether that's like someone else's conscience that's been burned into the book, or if the book just is sentient itself.
It looks like a human.
Cool.
I will work on that while you're doing
No
your stuff.
worries. So while that happens, then Turxian kind of just like stares at it as he uncorks a potion of healing. I clicked on it. Didn't want to do anything. Nothing's coming up. That's max healing for that, right?
Yeah.
An action. So 2d4 plus 2 is 10.
Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna bump my health to 19 and kind of like stumble my way up the stairs and around the corner. And end my turn.
Sounds good. Okay. It is Keim's turn.
Echo is going to move direction, maybe one up more, and it's going to attack twice again.
Yes. Do it again. Yes. Keep doing it.
Then I'm going to action surge. Do I still have it? And we're going to attack another 2 times.
It's like your panoply, but with a sword.
Well, twice DMing you.
The what?
I rolled a 15.
Yeah, that misses.
Attack.
So a few hits in there.
Yep, I'm going to second wind. Action. And that'll end my turn.
Alrighty. Dragon is looking hurt. That definitely bloodied it. Did that show that it bloodied it? Yeah. You start to just hear kind of like chaotic, incoherent whispers in your mind. Words about Alethelithos and rising from the ashes and consuming the world, but you get a sense that this young dragon fears for its life, but at the same time accepts its fate. Gylfie, your turn. Or his turn. Her turn. I don't know.
Gylfie is going to do the same thing. Like 10 feet, 20, 30. Make the dex throw. Actually, that should just be 25 there, I think. But doesn't matter, she's stuck. And she's going to use the help action on. That's not the. Yeah, it's not the action, right? Make the save. Use the help action for panoply.
Okay.
And that's your turn.
Alrighty. Panoply, your turn.
Panoply will. A little dismayed by all the damage the party's taken, but it's only one thing to do. Shoot it more. Did you inspire me?
Yep.
Okay. I just
I
close
don't
it if
know.
I don't want to use
Did
it,
I?
right?
Are you inspired?
You know, you look particularly handsome tonight, Arvin.
Do it.
Okay, I'm closing the window because I don't think I need it.
Whew.
Oh, indeed I don't.
Let's go.
Pigs kill me!
Well, that's a crit.
And then,
I
what's
have to
more?
take some of that damage off.
Yeah, I
because it's
know.
doubling
I'm
the
sorry. I don't
hunter's
know
mark.
what the Hunter's Mark is doing. I didn't do it. Oh, I do need to be inspired. I look over at Arvin. I'm like, wow, that guy can't die.
Yep.
Well, maybe you turned wrong and had a bad profile.
Whoops.
move away.
Wait, what happens when you're so inspired you make the D or make the AC with the nut one?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you roll a nat 1 for an attack roll, it doesn't matter how many modifiers you have, it's going to always be a miss.
And then I go partially behind this pillar in shame. And I'm done.
Alrighty, Arvin, your turn.
Okay. Panoply. Did you use the inspiration?
Yes.
Okay, where are you?
Hiding. As per normal. I'm over here.
Yeah, freaking impossible to see. Okay, hold up. Let me look at my spells here really quick. Okay. I can't use that. I can't use that. I can't use that. I can't use that. Maybe can use that. Gotta close out all this other stuff. Okay. I'm probably gonna mess with the echo here. But we're gonna try that. It's got. Okay. Okay, we're gonna back up. We're still in range. I can see Panoply. For Panoply, we're gonna inspire again. And we're gonna try casting slow. But that's gonna hit all the other people.
Slow is of your choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, god dang.
I think when you put the template down, I think you can select people.
Oh, okay. Well, it went away, so I can't tell. Well, I didn't
Like,
want
you
to
place the
slow them.
template, and then I think you select the people, and then I think you hit the damage. Or I think.
I think when I selected the spell, it allowed me to pick. And then I place it. Well, either way.
Dragon
Doesn't
is
matter. Dragon rolls a billion.
unimpressed.
Yeah, my turn's done.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright, the Amethyst Dragon. This web is ruining its day.
No!
But it gets its breath back. It breathes down at Kime.
Wow. So many dice.
That was a terrible roll.
Good.
That was half of what it rolled against you and Turxian.
Well, kind of stronger.
Brutal.
This dragon is not long for this world. Turxian, your turn.
Okay. How high are the ceilings?
Very high.
So
Where you are, it's only 20 feet, but in the burial chamber, very high.
Okay. That's good to know. So I could theoretically launch a fireball above the dragon and not hit Gylfie, the Echo, or Kime.
Correct.
Awesome. My awakened spellbook is going to point, and you're going to see a beam of light shoot from the ghostly figure's head up towards the ceiling. And he's gonna cast Fireball for me.
Let's go, book. Finally. It's not just the DM who gets to roll of the dice now.
Well, nope, that's not where I was trying to unselect Kime, Gylfie,
Cousin!
whatever. And this creature takes up 4 squares in the web, right?
Correct.
So each of those does an additional 1d4 damage from the web.
Correct.
So it's 8d6 plus 4d4.
That's a lot of numbers.
I was
Seeing
gonna
a
say
fireball.
should roll that separate just in case it passes
Ah.
his test.
Okay.
Because yeah, so it passed
Yeah.
its test.
Let's
So
see,
let me
what was
figure
it?
that out.
It
So it took
was
8.
8 damage was from the 44, so 32 for the fireball. So that's
So
16,
it
and
should
then
take an additional 4. Because it should take 16 from the
yes.
fireball and then 8 from the web.
Okay.
Kime is gonna raise
Were
his
you
shield
able to
and duck and
select the
cover.
correct people?
Yeah, because I think only the dragon had to make the save.
So for future reference, so we all know, how did you do that?
I placed the measured template, and then I deselected everybody before I clicked roll damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Is this the template? There. Yep. Okay. Well, the dragon's no longer restrained. All right. Anything else on Turxian's turn?
Nope. Turxian's gonna just keep hanging out back up here on the hallway.
All right, Kime, your turn.
I think would have dropped web too for those who are still stuck in it.
Oh, okay.
Once
I'll
the
remove
dragon
it.
was no longer there.
Does the echo have slow on it as well?
It does, but it's still right next to it, so
Okay.
he's just going to attack twice. Okay. How do I want to do this? Okay, never mind. Just gonna attack again.
Nice. Good.
And then that, and do I have another action surge?
Can you
Nope, I'm out.
explode into light?
I don't know what you're talking about. And that'll end his turn.
Oh no.
Alrighty, Gylfie.
Gylfie is going to use the help action on Panoply and then bugger off. and end her turn.
All right, Panoply, your turn. Dragon's looking hurt.
Very hurt.
Yeah.
Kime, you know what to do, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Does he look like he's turned, like, glances at me with a comprehending sort of look?
I think he just has a dumb look on his face, like he always
Get
does.
get away from it!
I don't think I can anymore.
Why isn't anything happening when I push this button? Okay, let's see. Sorry, it's just slow. I do not feel I need to look at Arvin right now. Does that remove, does it still kill it with the removal of the Hunter's Mark double?
What did you do? Exactly.
Oh,
So the second die roll, if you click, is 3. You did 21 total damage. It had 18 hit points, so that makes your damage 18 as opposed to 21.
Well, Kime
So
looks
how would you like to do this?
Kime looks hardy enough, and I just aim,
As you say something to him, he'll like
shoot,
look at you and say, "What's up?" Oblivious,
shoot,
that's what the
and
hell.
then close her eyes as the arrow is flying towards this dragon. What happens when my eyes are closed?
Kime, roll a dexterity saving throw.
He's looking at Panoply like, "What do you mean? What's happening?" Dex save, you said.
Yes, please.
Yes.
of course.
All right, roll 2d6.
Oh no. Wait, it's only 2d6. You're fine. You're fine, right?
All right, you take 9 bludgeoning damage as the dragon falls on you.
Oh.
God, that was a young one.
So Panoply notches her arrow, worried about this exact moment as the dragon is flying 20 feet up in the air, hovering above all of you, the web gone, looses the arrow, and as the dragon finally gets out of this web, be it because most of the web burnt up, it looks over Panoply's way, and the arrow lodges right in its orbital. And the dragon lets out this telepathic shriek in all of your minds. Just like abject horror. Screaming the words Alethelithos, the world's end, and then just silence. Except that silence is then shattered with the loud thunk of a dragon flopping to the floor on top of Kime.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
A little help here.
You idiot. You
Oh.
know they...
Sorry.
And then
I tried
tries to yank him out from under this dragon. Is it going to
Roll it.
explode? Like the other things?
What? Oh my god, get me out, get me out. He's like scrambling.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, trying to pull Kime out. I'll help action his next strength move to crawl out from under a dead dragon.
Did we do it?
Yeah, you heard the victory music, right?
It didn't,
Is that what that was? That was a nice tune.
I mean, Kime, if you can do this, you can do anything.
Does it have crystals that are gonna do other things like they were talking about? Panoply's poking at it with an arrow.
how big is the head?
The like neck and head are probably like half, maybe nearly your full size, like half your size, 3/4 your size.
Okay, we're chopping that bitch up right now.
If you think of it this way, the dragon, without its tail, is about 10 feet long, and then pretty wide. Its wingspan, each wing is probably about 10 feet out, and its tail probably adds another 10 feet to it. Like, its tail is probably as long as its body.
Does it look like way smaller than the one hanging from the lodge wall?
Oh, yeah.
Can we search the burial grounds for said treasure of potential dragon thing?
Arvin's already looking.
Absolutely. Where Arvin goes over there, in this, like,
Boneyard.
boneyard of an ancient dragon or something like that, it looks like it's been unearthed, as this is a sacred burial ground. It looks like a horde of stuff is there.
Ooh.
I found some stuff. There's a horde of it.
Excellent. Turkstein, do you think we need to worry about that at all? What's your opinion? The corpse, I mean.
I have no idea. I mean, stuff. It seemed like we were told stuff might fall off of it, come alive, but it's not moving.
Why don't you
Turkstein-
go over and look at the stuff over there, and I'll watch the dragon. Like I don't want you here if something comes alive. You don't look so good.
I'm feeling a little better now, but I do want to go check that out. And it just points at the ghostly image just standing there awkwardly watching us all.
Did you do that?
Not really. And I don't think so.
Make an intelligence check. No. Just make an arcana check.
Me?
Yeah. You're not entirely sure, but the spectral figure looks familiar. And the figure looks at you and then wisps away, and the wisp goes back into your book.
Well, I don't think I did that. Not really.
Seems like you have a guardian angel.
Mine doesn't seem as creepy as yours.
It definitely looked like a wizard, how it was dressed. I'll actually let me do this because it's hard to see a tiny token. You guys see that?
Yep.
That's what the figure looked like. And just that image looks familiar to you, Turxian. But you're in the moment you're struggling to place exactly where that image looks familiar.
I think just being tired and everything else, Turxian just kind of takes a look at the horde and then just sits down and leans up against this pillar for a while and just tries to catch his breath, kind of like fondling the clasp from his spellbook.
Before he goes, Kaim will put a hand on his shoulder and tell him, take a rest. You did good.
Hey, thanks, you did too.
Kaim's echo disappears.
And then he'll look over towards the dragon and yell out, Petty, help me with the head.
All right. So you two are doing that. Arvin is looking around. Arvin, the more you look around, there's a sizable horde here.
Like all coins?
There's random stuff in it.
Does it look like it would be something that all four of us could carry combined?
I think with the help of your bags of do you have a bag of holding?
Xerxian should.
I think you guys have like a bag of holding and a handy haversack.
Yeah, Turxian has both.
Yeah, you can probably carry most of it. While they do that, either Kaim or Panoply roll a probably survival. Let me double check.
Kaim, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, you're not gonna wait. Here.
Either both of you roll a survival check or one of you rolls with advantage.
Do what I say. Are you gonna do what I say?
Don't let Kaim roll.
I will do as you say.
That's right. I tell you exactly where to use that fancy sword.
Right here, you mean?
Yes.
This nook? And is it straight down, or am I like zigzagging?
No, you want to go at like maybe a 30-degree angle, okay?
30. Okay, how much is that?
Like this, and I show him my hands.
Okay, and I'm supposed to swing down and like...
Yes, because
okay.
it's gonna take something to get through the spine, okay? That's what your job is, to get through the
Okay.
spine. After that, I can trim the bits.
Okay. Alright. Kain will line up the sword and he'll like do the motion a couple of times, and then on the last motion he'll swing.
Whoa!
I'm supposed to do a survival, or was that it?
No, you helped me do a survival.
Okay.
All right, with Panoply's guidance, you guys are able to sever the head off of the dragon very cleanly.
You have to get between like the third and fourth vertebrae, because they snap apart more easily than the other ones.
Oh my god, it's so messy.
You're an idiot, Kaim.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Just let it bleed out. It makes it so it actually preserves longer. And then, honestly, we can kind of, if we can get to the brain material, we can drain that. It'll be great. I'll do a little tap with my dagger and drain that.
I have some rope we can pull with it. How are we going to transport it now?
I got big horses.
Okay.
Maybe they'll give us a wagon, like a bonus wagon.
Did it have like horns or anything? Can I tie rope around that?
Not really. That's what it looked like.
Oh yeah, those are some pretty eyes. I'm going to bring the potion of healing over to Tyrixian first thing.
Yeah, so Arvin's going through this hoard. Seems like it is a lot of coin. Roughly 4,400 copper pieces, 13,000 silver, 3,300 gold, and 150 platinum. You find 24 various gems of varying value, 10 gold, 50 gold, 100 gold. Nothing higher than that, though. There are various trinkets or art pieces that are probably worth, on the low end, 25 gold, high end, 250, and then only a single potion of healing. Doesn't seem like they had accumulated a lot of magical wealth yet. Some strange items you find look like they are weird draconian objects. Is a scroll containing a long epic poem in praise of the dragon Alethelithos, but only somebody that knows Draconic would read it. There's also a massive drum that looks like it's used in religious rites that might have value. And then it looks like there is a string code that presumably is some sort of historical document.
Another thing Tyrixian would like. Make sure I just do another check around the whole place, see if there's anything else. Check all the nooks and crannies. And did Doomiel say anything about the relic in the center? Is that what we're not supposed to touch?
Yeah.
Okay. Just look at it.
Looks like a ancient glaive. It has like draconic runes all over it. There's burial chambers down here that are different from other burial chambers that you've heard about. The doors, they look like they have giant claw marks on it, like the amethyst dragons tried to get into them, but failed. And there's draconic runes and images of like silver and gold dragonborn on one side, and then the other side are like green, blue, red, black, and white dragonborn on the other side. So it looks like one burial chamber is for metallic dragonborn heroes, presumably, and the other is for chromatic dragonborn heroes, and then whatever that ancient weapon is in the middle is some sort of powerful artifact that's revered, worshipped by the dragonborn.
Okay. In the meantime, just chill until Tyrixian's got his breath back and is able to come up.
Do we
to
want a
your-
short rest in meta terms? Doesn't seem to be any threat down here at the time.
Yes.
Can I have that ruby, Arvin? Like that big one?
Yes. Toss.
I carefully will place one of the 100 gold gems next to that altar weapon. I mean, just as like a thanks for not killing us here type of thing. If that's okay with you guys.
I didn't know that's what you're gonna do with it.
Well, I just figure it's polite, you know? We've pissed off a lot of people lately. I don't think we need any more.
Arvin sighs deeply. Are we taking a short rest now?
Yeah, you're taking it down here.
Yeah.
Sure, it's comfy as anywhere, right? for admiring our kill. Having some snacks.
Clarification: the drum and the historical record, those were part of the horde, not like part of like the stuff from the temple.
Say that again.
The massive drum used in religious rites and an extensive historical record in the form of carefully knotted strings. Those were part of the dragon horde, or those were
Yeah.
stuff from the
They look
book?
at like the perverted draconian monster type items,
Gotcha.
like a cult of Alethelithos or something.
Trying to make sure I have the notes down for the stuff.
And I edit it in the stores and loot.
Yep, and it's updated in the Google Drive.
All right. Well, you all can take a short rest, and we'll also take a short rest.
Good. I have to pee.
And come back in about 10 minutes. And you've taken your short rest, found taken the head of the dragon as a trophy, and at the end of your long rest, Abdumiel and a bunch of other dragonborn come down the stairs, kind of cautiously. I don't like this music.
Hey, friends, welcome.
Abdumiel looks around. We were hesitant to come down as you were down here for an hour and we were unsure if you survived.
Oh, no, we're okay. Everything's fine. Don't mind the headless dragon here. He's okay too.
They look at the dragon and with the missing head, and then the head that you have, and Abdumiel says, "Have you taken everything from the dragon that you require?"
I think so.
And then we will take the rest of it and we need to burn it as potentially it can morph into strange fractals.
I mean, not today, but like, do you know where bigger ones of these are by chance?
It seems that the Draconians have allies with them, and I presume the higher up the chain you go, the larger the dragon. They speak of some foul, false god Alethelithos, and I imagine there are ancient dragons and possibly worse under its command. If that is the question that you are asking.
So this was young, right? Is this a young one?
Yes.
What comes after that? Maybe not the ancient kind, but is there like a middle step?
There are adults and young adults. They vary in size, but just imagine double to quadruple the size of that one.
Are they meaner? Obviously. Sorry, I don't know a lot about dragons, and you guys seem like experts.
they become much, much more powerful as they age and accumulate more wealth in their hoard.
That one didn't seem too bad. Arvin's bouncing a copper piece between his knuckles.
These ones aren't that bad. I have lost many men to the siblings of this one, but we have destroyed 3 of its kind already. You've destroyed the 4th of the litter of this group.
So then that's it? No more?
Not within the temple.
Is there more outside?
There are always more draconians, but we struggle to understand exactly where they come from, as they are more spawned creatures than actual beings. Generally, where there is aether moat, sometimes it can lure the presence of the draconians and their shape changers and grafters, and they create these draconians from corrupted eggs of other dragons. And one corrupted egg can spawn anywhere from 5 to 20 of these foul creatures.
But you call them foul, but aren't they not the same as you, but similar?
He spits on the ground as if insulted. They are not similar at all. We are true creatures, descendants of dragons. They are creations. They are scientific experiments.
Who created them?
They call them grafters and creators, foul cultists, and almost necromancer-like beings that worship these gem dragons and use all manner of magics and sciences and experiments to corrupt the essence of dragon eggs and shape it to whatever they choose. These are hardly worth being called creatures. As you see, when they're destroyed, they turn into a pile of ash or goo or liquid, whereas a real creature doesn't do that.
So you don't like them because someone created them, but what about us? What about you? Who created you?
The term creation is broad and varying, depending upon what deity you believe in. Maybe you are created by a god or a higher being, but at least we are real creatures descended from something. We aren't animated from a pile of bones and items and magical sources that just apparate you out of nothing.
How do you guys, like, the nation of Prosperous seems to use Warforged? How do you feel about those? Just out of curiosity.
He spits on the ground again. Abominations.
Same sort of thing where they just aren't And then they are a creature created.
Not only are they creations from nothing, they have no free will, they have no free power. They are just automatons that do the bidding of their master. We might revere individuals, but at the end of the day, we still have our own free will.
Panoply looks like she wants to say more, but does not.
Kime will actually bite his tongue here. In a figurative term, at least.
He looks at you all. You have my thanks for expediting this process, and I hope that the dragon's horde is well worth what you went through.
It was valuable for us. Thank you.
While you might not walk our path, we are always waging a war against the gem dragons and their draconian filth. And if you ever seek more glory, or in the sense of mercenaries, coin, we are more than welcome to accommodate that. Our elders put interesting constraints on us when it comes to spilling the blood of that filth within our religious temples, and it makes our path difficult.
May we stay in your camp another night if we choose? Just to recover?
You are welcome to do so. From this day forward, our group of the Kaja Conclave, you will be known, you will be called friend. Don't know where that lies in your society, but in the Kaja Conclave, to be treated as an equal is the highest honor.
Do the others seem ready to leave?
Of your group or the Dragonborn?
Our group.
Yep. Kime is ready. He'll try his best to holster the dragon head. I'd rope all kinds of ways around the head, hoping to carry it like a backpack, maybe. A large backpack.
Arvin is simply looking longingly at the ruby on his way out.
Are you trying to hide that at all?
No, he's kind of mopey.
Well, I have high perception and I would see that, and I will linger until Irvin goes out first.
Like, dragging his feet along.
Like, did Turxian have an idea that the head would fit in the opening of the bag of holding, or no?
It's too big.
Big? Okay, cool.
While the bag of holding could hold it, the opening is not big enough. As you all leave, Abdumiel, Spaka, and then the more religious Dragonborn, which would include Utiar, the one with the larger wings, they all head toward the big plinth in the middle and sort of kneel before it and looks like they start some sort of prayer.
Can I catch one of them on their way down there? Just nudge their arm. Is that? I'll kind of like glance back there. Is that an acceptable thanks for success?
It's one of like the younger dragonborn. They go by dragon wings, is what they're called. They've got like little stubs on their back, and he nods to you and puts his hand on his chest in that bow and says it is acceptable.
I just awkwardly nod. Hurry up the steps. Maybe to help Kime. I'll push. He can pull.
What was the ruling about what's it called? Ritual spells during a short rest? It was no?
It would just take longer for the short rest.
Okay. I don't need it now, but Turksine probably would have cast Comprehend Languages to try and read the scroll, and then on the way out, read whatever it was on the next floor that he was asked about earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you guys go back up to the next floor, use the stairs and the teleport. So you want to spend 10 minutes to cast Comprehend Language up here?
No, I would have tried to have done it during the short rest, or just made them sit there another 10 minutes, and I would have read the poem during that time, and then voila, I think it was the last 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So,
So
then up here and read it.
the poem is essentially an epic about their god or dragon worshipping entity, Alethelithos, and it speaks of him in reverence and that this is probably an ancient being. He might not be as old as the shattering of the world, but it comes across that Alethelithos probably at points in history has fought or been the main antagonist to the chromatic and metallic gods Bahamut and Tiamat. You know that Tiamat is, to a lot of people, considered like an evil entity and resides in hell. Might not always have been that way, and you get that Alethelithos might have had something to do with the banishing of Tiamat in this epic poem. It's very crude though. It's written in a very weird like tone and what do you call it? Style. So it reads very jarringly, like you have to reread lines of it. You kind of get the thought that Alethelithos slumbers then awakens. The dragon known as Alethelithos might have been destroyed at one point, but it seems like its soul in this poem awakens or something like that, and maybe an ancient dragon becomes its avatar and swells up, almost kind of reads like a demonic entity. That's sort of what you get from that epic poem. In here, where you read in here, this is just talking about the different dragon rooms in here. So the room with the red dragon is the forge upon which this temple creates sometimes weapons, but it's rare. A lot of times it purifies aether mote and turns it into something religious, is what you could gather. The black dragon looks like that room is a history room, an archive of some sort. The green dragon is a worship chamber, mainly the worship of the god Tiamat. And then the white room, the white dragon, is for human heroes of the dragon cult, for a better term. So you get the feeling that the burial chamber below you was for dragonborn heroes, and then the white dragon's burial chamber is for like humans that worship the god Tiamat, that have earned her favor and are worthy of being buried in this chamber. And then the blue doors that you came from just tells you that the blue dragon watches over the ancient heroes of our past.
Cool. You ready to get out of here? I'll probably relay that to everybody.
And the temple, you notice that more dragonborn are coming in, and some of them, the kobolds and whatnot, are cleaning up like the piles of ash and goop that are left from the draconians. um, One of the dragonborn enters the worship chamber where the green dragon head is, or statue, and just looks at the multitude of crispy burnt bodies and the smell of burnt flesh and almost retches.
Turxian, like, this is very interesting. Let's get out of here. This is starting to feel like church.
I don't know what kind of church you've been to, but I've never smelt one like this.
You said that the red door they used to craft the weapons there?
Yeah,
You guys mind if I try taking a look in there?
Ask first.
This thing is Alright, Kai will put the thing down, the head, and he'll... Who's the nearest dragonborn nearby?
Um, could be this guy. You're briefly introduced to him, Henoxian. He seems in the middle of the religious zealots and the warriors, so sort of more like a warrior priest.
Hey, do you know what's behind that door over there? And he'll point towards the red one.
He looks over to the door, looks back at you, a little bit of a dragon smile across his mouth. That is the Great Forge. 'Tis where we create many powerful things and important religious items, trinkets for our faith.
Um, is it strictly meant for the Dragonborn, or could other people use it? Or
We have not used it in some time, but I wouldn't say it's strictly for the Dragonborn. There have been times where we have created items for those of prominence. Maybe even once in a while for those that don't walk our path, but we call ally.
Do you mind if I take a look? Just to admire the place?
He looks at you. You can look upon it for your help, but I wouldn't get too close unless you have the blood of a red dragon flowing through you.
How close is too close?
You'll tell.
Okay. Kine will walk over to the door and try to open it. I think it was this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bright.
As soon as you open the door, it's like when you're in an air-conditioned room and then walk outside to 100+ degree weather with humidity.
Oh, that's
You're just like blasted with heat, and literally every step closer, the heat becomes more and more unbearable until you get to the point where you're pretty sure it's going to start roasting you alive.
does he notice anything in particular here?
Yeah, so let me turn this light off real quick so it's easier to see. Above you is the statue of a great red dragon, but with the light bathing it, it almost looks bronze. There is this massive forge in the middle, and there's just an insane amount of heat created from this and light. You've never seen a forge anything like this before. It is both in size and the pure power and energy that it puts out.
Oh man, this is amazing. Without getting too close, he's gonna try to take measurements. Just estimates. Huh.
Hanaxian um, steps up close beside you, seeming to be completely unfazed by the heat. And says, yes, our greatest craftsmen are able to do wonders in this forge, but only the most powerful are able to use it. Otherwise, the forge itself will consume them.
What do you mean? Uh, just not just anybody can use it?
No, for the fire is so powerful that using the forge could be your death.
What would be necessary to prevent that?
One who is immune to the heat or flame.
I see.
We have a few forge masters, but they haven't been here for quite some time. But now we have this temple back. Hopefully we can return it to its glory.
That's interesting. Where are these Forge Masters?
They are either within the Kaja Conclave's borders or with other war parties like this one that Abdumiel has created. Some are at other forges. I would say lesser forges.
Ah. Maybe I'll pay them a visit. Thank you so much for your help. This was very enlightening.
and nods to you, puts his hand up to his chest and bows.
Kine puts his hands to his forehead and wipes away the sweat because it's freaking hot in here and he's stepping up.
Yeah, it's unbearable.
Ugh. Arvin grimaces at the smell of stinky chyme.
Even like you guys out there in the center of the room, you could feel the heat as the doors opened up. You get the sense that like a human walking into there would just be roasted alive. Even a dragonborn that's resistant to fire, as it gets too close to the forge, would probably be incinerated. So it must definitely be some great individual that can harness the power of the forge.
Well, he'll talk to the group. That gave me a few ideas. Guys want to head back to town and see what's happening?
What information did you learn?
It's a forge in there, and it has the potential to create very powerful items. But only certain people can use it.
It's really hot. It's really hot out here.
Yeah, I could barely handle that, but I'm actually wondering if a fire genasi could do it. But he said that you have to be immune to fire, not just resistant.
I mean, fire doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you, but it's still really hot.
But if there's potential for my sword to be reforged, maybe we don't have to go to just the fire genasis.
It's an idea. So you want to ask if we can do more for these people and hook up with somebody who uses big forges?
But I do want to take this dragon head back at least, and boost my ego around those fire genasi.
I don't think we're going back to Night Aloe, Kime. Like,
Huh?
just real talk. I don't think we can go back to Night Aloe.
Why not?
Did you not see what happened when we left? Right before we left?
Hanging, party, etc. Recall?
Yeah, but
Hanging?
as long as we're on our best behavior, we'll be fine, right?
I don't... Like, that guy was looking at Turxian very oddly. I don't think it's a good idea at all.
What? Turstein has a pretty face. He'll be alright.
No, like, I mean, Turxian looks great. He's fine, but I don't think that's why he was looking at him. And I think the more we do stupid stuff, like, the more likely something really bad would happen.
I can ask Zerphonia to meet us outside of town if we want to touch base with them.
Or if they make another recruiting run, if they're going to go there again. But ask Spaka about that, like how they feel, because I don't know that they enjoyed that either. I was in a bush looking at everybody, and
What's
I
the
don't-
goal of going back to Night Hollow? What are you hoping to get that we can't get elsewhere? We definitely have outstayed our welcome there.
Okay, fair enough, but then what do we do with this dragon head?
Is that the only place that's close by? Okay, that is kind of...
well,
That
we
would
could
be
catch a
sad.
caravan on the road, and maybe they could just take it in with them. Like, hey, there's some genasi in town. Can you just... We'll pay
I
you
think it would
something.
probably be best to send a message in, but we could stay out of town with it and have old Herbert come out and meet us.
Herbert, please meet us 2 hours outside of town. That kind of thing.
Yeah. I think with a dragon head on the line, he would be interested in that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Then that would solve our problem without having to go into town.
What do you think about that, Turxian?
I think it sounds okay.
And if he refuses?
Well, I mean, we can't make him do anything, right?
He's a happy guy. There's no reason he would decline such a request. He could even send someone else out to grab it.
We don't have to be coy, right? We got a tag for it. Like, hey, we have a dragon head for you, but are a little wary of town after recent events.
Yeah.
Please
nothing to
meet
worry
us, in the forest. I mean, he must hunt, right?
Yep.
That's-
So then we go back to base and at least rest and then head out for that. But if we're looking for fire genasi, do we have another place in mind?
I mean, I think it was the Fire Genasi in Night Hollow, and we could
Yeah.
send a message to them too. If we're sending one message, we might as well send two.
It wasn't just any fire genasi, it was those fire genasi.
Yep, that's what messages are for.
Did I actually meet them?
No, Kaim and I went.
Yeah, I
They were
don't
like a
think-
smith and her brother or something.
yeah, I'm just saying I don't think I can send them a message since I don't know who they are.
Well, we could pay somebody if they have a caravan going in at some point, or like maybe they have a courier we could hire, just like random guy,
I'm sure if any of this crew here that we're with is heading back as well, they would be happy to help to return a favor.
You ask them for favors. You're prettier.
Let's head back out to the camp first of all.
I help Kaim drag this head, trying to keep it from getting too scuffed.
Said you're heading to camp.
Yeah, like we might rest the night and just inquire about kind of courier services or somebody who might be heading in Night Hollow's direction, like if they know of a caravan or anything like that that we would encounter on the open road.
Alright, I'll just activate camp mode.
Oh, thank you.
Our plan is to pay somebody to take messages and not go into town ourselves and hang out in the woods until Herbert meets us somewhere.
Alright, but you're gonna stay the night at this camp?
Unless there's any reason not to if we start inquiring about the courier business stuff.
I mean, from Dragonborn, or the Kaja Conclave, you don't get the sense necessarily of a courier service. Maybe a small group is heading back to Night Hollow to, deliver the news to Zevran. But it looks like they're very busy unpacking supplies, figuring out what to do with the temple.
Is there a path that merchants would take on the road that we could intercept?
Not really. Everything coming from the south is going to be Kaja Conclave stuff, and a lot of what you've seen looks like they generally come from Rollipa and then go Rollipa to Night Hollow. You get the idea that the road from Hemalaku to Night Hollow has a lot of draconians on it, and that this seems to be this mountainous region here seems to be most of where the war parties and battles against the Draconians by the Kaja Conclave happen.
Tyrexian Panoply, do we have any sort of way to deliver a message via animal or Gylfie?
I can chat with animals, but I don't think convincing them to take messages is likely. Animals are very bad at, like, I mean, they're animals. They don't plan their day.
Yeah, I was
I
just trying to
mean-
think of ulterior ways to do this.
I could ask Gylfie to fly over there, I guess. Or just like tie a note around her foot or something.
Would that make you nervous, knowing who is still in Night Hollow? I mean, you can. I know you can sever the connection anytime, right?
Well, I mean, I can. I don't know. Can I dismiss? Is there a range you have to be for dismiss, or can you do it from literally from anywhere? I know I can't
I think you can
communicate
do it from anywhere.
telepathically. Yeah, so I can't communicate after 100 feet, but I think that's the only thing, right?
I think you can see through Gylfie's eyes at any distance. Just, I think the telepathic message is the limitation.
Well,
Right.
how about we do like a long rest here? We can kind of head back in the general vicinity of town, camp like what, an hour or two outside, and then send Gylfie in to hopefully deliver a message.
That's not a bad idea. Especially if we go off the main road.
Okay.
Who are you trying to send the message to?
Herbert, because we want to turn in our dragon head for glory and money.
I mean, it's a 2.5-day journey to Night Hollow. Just speaking out loud as the voice in the sky, couldn't one of those days you send a message to Herbert through
couldn't-
sending?
Yeah.
And we
I can
could
do
then
that
tell
too.
Herbert to tell the Genasi, like, he wouldn't mind a little, you know,
Oh, we could-
vicarious brag, right?
Wait,
Because the only limitation of sending is the person that's sending has to know the person.
Right.
Is it possible to have Herbert tell the Genasi to meet us outside of town?
we could
as
just write a
well?
letter and have him deliver it, pay him some money. I'm sure he'd do it. I'm sorry, I missed that. How are we getting a message to him?
Sending.
I can talk to him tomorrow. Not tonight, but yeah, I mean, as long as it's a short message, there's a limitation to how long I keep that connection open. But I can send him a short message and he can respond from really anywhere.
And will this, like, just as a practical thing, since I, like, have carted heads and skins around as a ranger, would I suspect this would begin to rot by the time we got it back?
Yeah.
Okay. Arvin, can you ask any of the dragons people here if they know how to keep something from rotting for a few days?
Yeah,
Paying for services?
maybe Spaka nearby, someone I'm comfortable with, or someone who's more comfortable with us.
Yeah, I mean, Spaka comes back to camp. His brother Borlix is there. They tell you that they they do have like embalming fluids and things like that they could sell you for 10 gold.
Sold.
Yeah,
Well,
Seems worthwhile.
rush to hand that over.
I apologize. I keep missing. What is the sending thing you guys are talking
It's
about?
a spell.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that existed.
So there's a third level spell called Sending, which Turxian has, and for somebody he knows, and that's not like knows of, but actually knows, he can send a message of 25 words or less. They know his voice, and they can reply with their own message of 25 words or less. Although some people don't know that they only have a 25-word limit.
Okay.
Most people probably don't know that.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Um,
we've never seen Turxian do it.
Have you not? He's done it.
I've
Has he?
used it a few times. Have I?
You
Just when we were trying to figure out where we were taking the orphans.
you
I
sent a
messaged
message to
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yep,
That's
Penelope
right, you did.
Tonbon.
I don't remember if you sent a message to Urfonia, but Basilius has been sending messages to Panoply.
Penelope.
I would say Panoply and Kym are semi-comfortable with that magic and have been subject to being sent messages before, just in their upbringing.
Yeah, Minnow has sent you a message like, "Where are you?"
We're just on this other continent. We went through a portal. Well, we're fine. Hope you guys are great. Bye.
I would say that we can afford the 10 gold, take care of the head, and take a long rest.
Okay. Will this fit? Like, can a horse carry it if one of us walks?
It's probably 100 pounds.
So, yes.
If you do some more, I don't know what you want to call it,
Braid draining?
post-mortem stuff, you can probably reduce the weight significantly.
I will trim off the outer edge to make it neat and drain the brain material quietly on the outskirts in the forest.
So yeah, a horse could carry it.
Okay.
It's less than 100 at that point. Probably ride with Arvin. I think you're probably the lightest, right?
Maybe. I don't know. You've lost a lot of weight recently.
I think Arvin just doesn't want to sit by it.
Are you opposed? Like, you could ride one of our horses. They're a little stockier.
If it was
And
embalmed, I don't think it'd be stinking too bad.
it would smell like fucking formaldehyde, dude.
better than guts. Gut
Is it?
smell. Yeah.
Have you never taken science in high school and dissected something?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think Turxian would not have a problem being able to like spend a whole day like examining the various scaling properties and everything else. I don't think he would care.
Okay. You in the head.
Cool.
Roll an Arcana check while we do that. Are you guys heading out at night? Do you want to like wait until the morning?
We're tired. We just fought a dragon.
Yeah, I
Wanna-
think we want a long rest at a minimum.
I wouldn't
Right,
mind
but it's
starting
only,
like
like-
early in the morning. How's that? Like 3 in the
Okay.
morning.
That works. All right. So
It's like
you guys can all press the long rest button.
Think.
No, sending cannot be intercepted.
And it can travel across planes.
The only
Although-
theoretical interception of sending is if somebody at the exact moment you send sending somehow managed to scry on you. But that is like a very low lucky chance.
Or what about mind reading or detect thoughts as the sending is coming in?
that's a limited range though.
Yeah, it's only 30 feet. So, I mean, there's technical ways, but it's like It's not like you know, catching frequency. Okay. I'm sorry. Did you roll an Arcana check? You did. Cool. As you study this amethyst dragon head, you get the idea that its scales have the ability to, not be immune, to be resistant to psychic and force damage.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, that's what you get from it.
You said the actual scales themselves.
Yep.
Is there like a scale back by the neck that wouldn't damage the look of it terribly if I try to pry a scale off
You could try.
Do I
I'm gonna
see
do
him
that.
doing this?
from horseback?
Probably.
Just do it, and I'll trim it a little more. And I will try to trim accordingly so he can have one.
On this dragon, a single scale is probably like half the size of a hand, maybe. Because it is only a young dragon, so the scales aren't huge.
What do I need to roll? Or is Panoply rolling? Or
If I see him doing it, I'll help or try and do it for him. I don't know how you want to do it. Fix the damage.
I'm just gonna have Turxian roll survival to start. Looks like he's struggling. He like pulls out a knife and is like trying to pop it off. Like, but then he jams the knife, and you know how when you're trying to cut something and you don't have the proper angle and the knife like skids off of it, and Turxian like jabs the knife into his finger and it's like, ah, damn it.
There's sinews that connect it that go further up. May I?
Can I inspire him?
yeah, please.
Play a little jingle.
Play a jingle to inspire him.
All right. I won't have you roll for this now. You're inspired and Panoply is going, but it takes some teaching of Turxian on how to properly pop a scale off a dragon, kind of like watching a current generation use a can opener. And it's funny. It takes a while, and eventually he pulls a single scale off the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a bandage around his hand.
The books made it seem that would be a lot easier. They don't tell you how hard stuff actually is, it just tells you how to do it. Thanks, Panoply.
No problem. I'll just, if you need to, I just write off.
As Arvin rolls up with his loot. Anyways, you all have a 2.5 day journey back. I'll just have you all roll a single d6.
Ruined it.
Wow. Pretty good. It is a eerie, quiet journey back. Nothing really happens. You don't see anybody on the road. It's kind of weird. Um, Unlike the road between Rollipa and Night Hollow and the Nahujan Pass, doesn't seem like many people travel up and down this road. 2.5 days go by, and you are 2 hours outside of Night Hollow, and Turksy in that time can send any messages that he wants.
Cool. I'll Sorry, I was typing also. You said it's evening all again, or no? It's still midday.
Probably midday when you guys arrive at Night Hollow.
Okay. And we are approaching from the east or south? South. Okay. Turxian would probably send a message first to Herbert and say, Herbert, we filled one of the tags for the young dragon. We're just a little bit out of town, a few hours to the south. Can you send somebody to come pick it up?
You get a response. Huh, it's been a while since I've had voices in my head. Yes, that's great. Would you rather have 200 platinum or. Did I run out of words?
I wasn't counting.
Nope, he's got a couple left. Or a rope of. And then it ends.
I like it.
Do we want 200 platinum or a rope of something?
Something what?
I don't know and can't find out.
And he bring both, and we can make the decision later.
I can't think of offhand of a rope that is that good, but I don't really know what he's talking about.
Turxian will use another third level spell to cast Sending again and say, sorry, Herbert, short message, cut off. Possible to bring both and let us check it out?
He responds, sounds good. I'll send. Who does he send? I'll send Theg and with both.
What a good man.
Oh, he's coming. They're bringing both, and we'll let us figure it out when they get here.
That's awesome. Oh, who are we watching for? Is Herbert coming himself?
No, he said he's gonna send Theg.
Theg you briefly met is a lizard folk.
Is Theg trustworthy, or is he gonna see the magic rope and 200 platinum and just fuck off?
You imagine he's trustworthy. He seems like an older patron of the Society of the Obsidian Hunt.
That's good news.
So you all get to Night Hollow 2 hours out and wait for Theg?
Yes, I will watch the direction I think Theg is coming from like a perch or tree.
Alright. About 2 hours later, you see an individual on a large horse heading your direction. That huge greatsword on his back.
And he is a lizard folk and not a Prospero person, right?
Yep. Kind of lizard folk. That is what Theg looks like.
He looks trustworthy.
I give a whistle from the tree to my party.
So eventually Theg arrives and holds out a pouch with, first he sees the dragon head and nods in approval. And he holds out a sack, which jingles, or a very nice looking rope.
I would like to instantly ritually cast Identify on it.
Okay. You immediately learn that it is a rope of climbing. So it's a 60-foot length of silk rope that weighs 3 pounds, can hold up to 3,000 pounds. If you hold one end of the rope and use an action to speak the command word, the rope animates. As a bonus action, you can command the other end to move toward a destination you choose. That end moves 10 feet on your turn when you first command it, and 10 feet on each of your turns until reaching its destination, up to its maximum length away, or until you tell it to stop. You can also tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object or unfasten itself, to knot or unknot itself, or to coil itself for carrying.
Seems like it would have been useful to carry this dragon head.
Seems pretty useful, but that's a lot of platinum.
It's true, but we also got a lot of platinum from the horde. Would the rope of climbing be something that would be more expensive than the platinum?
I'm Panoply. Is he arguing against more money?
No, I'm trying to find out if the rope is worth more money than we would be getting.
He's just being practical, which I approve of. I just don't.
Do we
I
have
mean, we
any sense of knowledge of what it would have cost?
we have horses. Like, I could see us like scaling a cliff, but the horses can't. The horses aren't gonna go up a rope. I don't care what kind of rope it is.
Would you know?
I mean, I assume they're roughly equivalent. I don't think he would offer one thing that was way worse than the other, price-wise.
Arvin, you can roll history.
I can roll history. Didn't know what alphabetically where the H was.
You're pretty sure they're somewhat equivalent.
Okay. So the question is, if we're taking the money, do we have something in mind that we're saving up for, trying to buy, or are we just throwing this all in the
Paper.
party fund? Paper. Tyrcian's got it earmarked.
I mean, it's more flexible that way, right? Money's like we don't know what we're gonna need. A rope that climbs seems really situational to me.
That's true. Yeah, I got sparkles in my eye. We can put it to the vote. Vote in platinum.
I vote platinum.
Platinum.
Kime, you have any objection to platinum?
Vote passes.
And I use the rope to like air and I attack?
I mean, you could, but it takes an action to move it. Or bonus action.
Yeah, it seems like a non-combat item.
Platinum.
The rope can also take damage.
Oh. Alright. Theg, we'll
Theg.
take the money.
Theg tosses the sack to whoever's closest to him,
I got it.
and you feel the jingle, and he walks over to the dragon head, and he's relatively strong. And like picks it up and puts it over his shoulder, and you kind of hear some like grunting noises from him as he goes up to the horse and like chucks it on the horse and secures it.
Nice. Okay, wait.
Here's our tag. We show our tag.
Yeah, wait. Did we want to have a message be delivered from Theg?
He grabs the tag from you and looks at it, and then just like shreds it and puts it in a pocket.
Nice. Kaim, were you looking to send a message?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know the fire genasi that's in town? The blacksmith?
Theg nods.
Do you mind delivering a message to them?
Just kind of stares at you.
One second.
We could pay you to deliver it if you want.
Do you want one of these? What gems did we get?
Oh, we'll just give gold. Or silver.
Okay, 5 gold.
Theg gives you a thumbs up.
And then I imagine you want to tell whoever you're delivering the message to that it's worth their time to come out.
Yeah, tell them to come meet us here, 2 hours to the south. Make sure to show them the dragon head that you're currently transporting.
Why do you want to meet him out here, Kaim? Like, what are you gonna do with him?
Theg looks at Kaim, looks at the ground, like shoulders deflate, looks back at you, and like does some sort of hand gesture.
That's a no?
Is it a give me more money?
Theg points to mouth, opens mouth, and you don't see a tongue.
Oh, write it
Oh.
down. Write it down. Kirksey, can you do this real quick? Do you have a piece of paper?
Yeah. Turksian will grab a piece of paper and snap his finger, and the magic quill will come out and just start writing for him.
And to
Just take this down.
answer your question, Arvin, I want to see if the fire genasi can work with that forge instead, rather than the one they're making us go to in the fire plane.
Yeah, just be prepared to pay them for their services.
I mean, would they come? Are you trying to take them back to the temple now, Kaim? Because
Guess you're right. It would make no sense for them to come back and then send them back, and then they may refuse.
I mean, where are we going next? Like, we could tell them to send a message somewhere else. Like a main city if we're going there?
I mean, if it's, I can send one more message today. Well, I can send 2.
You know
Pearl
what?
of Power does 3rd levels.
Yes.
Okay, I can send 2 more messages today. So, and I don't know them actually, so I can't send them a message. That's right. We could have Gilpy fly there too. They'd be scared of an owl just showing up. in the middle of their forge or shop or whatever they have?
I mean, hopefully they don't have a fear of owls. I mean, I don't think most people would be afraid of an owl showing up, especially if it's carrying a letter. Unless that letter is like, you're dead.
So before we send Theg away or do anything else, what do you guys propose that I do about my family sword? I can't go back to Night Hollow to talk to the Fire Genasi. That was the main lead we had, and it's possible we can go to the Kaja Conclave and ask for help with the forge there, but it's no guarantee because I don't even know if they can repair the sword.
Well, I mean, do we want to go into the Kaja Conclave? And I mean, it's a place to go for now, like this Rollipa place. We haven't. I mean, well, that's where we came from with the kids, isn't it? We could just head for there and then maybe do more work for them and see, and then maybe await a response from the Genasi on the next caravan that comes in.
But then again, the whole point in killing the dragon was to prove that we could potentially kill the ancient dragon, preventing them from going home. So why would they even use this forge?
Exactly.
And I'm no offense, but uh, this is nothing like what you said that they said with the ancient. If it's ancient, this is not proving anything.
It's a step. We just need to take another step. I just don't. I think it's going to take longer than you think.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't feel sad. I mean, it's like we're young. I hit him on the shoulder. If you did all your adventuring and did everything you needed to do and got your grandpa sword fixed, then what would we do? Like when we were 25?
So Feg is like standing there with the 5 gold in his hand. He like holds it out to you, holds it to himself, holds it out to you.
Kai will walk over and close his hand and say thank you, and you can go. No message required.
Feg puts the money in his pocket and does a hand symbol and gets back on the horse and rides away.
Is it a middle finger?
No, it would be like the ASL for thank you.
Okay. That would be
The
a great
and
advantage in the woods.
in this world, it's Aetherkarst sign language.
Right.
So where do you guys want to go now? What are we doing? I mean, Arvin Turksian, like, I know what Kaim wants. I'm not exactly sure what the next step to what he wants is.
I mean, do we want to talk to any of our friends? See if they want to come meet us out here and talk after what we saw a few days ago. And they looked pretty perturbed by it also.
Now that I think about it, we haven't heard a word from them ever since we got into town.
That's because they're not making a spectacle of themselves, which I hate to say, but we kind of do sometimes. Maybe just tell, like, do you want to send a message to Baselius and just say, I think we're going to head toward Rollipa? I mean, if we want to do that, do we want to do that? Just so they know where to find us if something comes up?
I mean, I think they can find us no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think
But
a message would even be needed for that.
Yeah, stating where we're going might make things more dangerous for us.
I mean, they'll. I have a feeling Paselius is gonna find us, even if we don't want him to. He's gonna know where we are, or he can find out. It's more. I had sent a message to Griffonia when it happened and said, we should talk, and she nodded, and then we just left before I had a chance to bring it up.
Is there anything you want to know or anything you want to say to her in particular?
Not really, but it would be good for us to at least know if anything has happened, if their cover-up job seems like it took them off of our trail, or how
That's
cautious
true.
we need to be about moving forward.
That's a good idea. Maybe that is a good idea. It's like
And
if we're on the open road and prosperous hunting for us, that would be terrible.
I'd at least like to know. So I will send another message, another sending to Erphonia and let her know approximately where we are.
Are you formulating the message or just that concept in 25 words?
Just that concept in 25 words.
So you're letting her know where you are, and that's it?
Uh, I'll probably end it with if you still wanted to talk.
Okay. You just get a very short response of essentially, like, sounds smart to stay out of town. Who knows how long this will last? Basilius will be in touch.
Okay. Well, sounds like Celius will reach out and told us pretty much to stay away. So I think we should find somewhere else to go.
I mean, these guys, these dragon people seem highly religious and a little prejudiced, but no worse than anybody for that, or at least plain about what they want.
You want to just keep working for them in the meantime?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I think Kaim and I might need some of the resources from home to do the thing with his grandpa's sword, but I don't know if we want to go back there at this point. Like, we could introduce you guys. It's different than here a little bit. Or something comes up. I'm not eager either, really. Either way, but just it's somewhere to go that's not here.
I think this is a good place to end tonight's session, and you all can come up with some ideas between now and the next session.
Will
If
we
that sounds
also
good for you.
figure out what we take for level 7?
Yep, you all are level 7.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.